What's up, guys? This is going to be a big video with quite a lot to digest, so bear with me. A lot of specifics, a lot of details. We're going to get through them in some sort of an order. But firstly, I just want to say thank you so much. So we did the announcement for the world's longest swim video, and the love was amazing. Just, I think so many like-minded people realizing what we're trying to do with PhD, with science and sport, and with a new partner as well, Gymking. And it's just testing the human body under really adverse conditions for long periods of time. Just basically battle testing ultra endurance. And that meant a lot, I think, because I always know that I exist on the outside of sort of conventional sports science. So to know that there's other people who do as well, it means a lot. So yeah, firstly, I just wanted to say thank you so much. But with all of that said, I'm well aware that the last video didn't have any specifics, locations, rules, things like that in there on the swims themselves. So this kind of, I suppose, serves as the first announcement, which is it's gonna be the world's longest swims. So plural, there's an S on there as well. Reason being, since we put out that video, we just had like so many people, just like-minded people who have kind of thrown ideas in the mix for really, really, really long swims, but in different bodies of water. Pools, lakes, rivers, ponds, probably not ponds, but different bodies of water, certainly. And that was amazing. So we just got this like huge list in front of us. Now, I have other media projects as well. I'm not allowed to speak about them. They are coming out later this year. I don't mean to keep teasing. I'm not allowed to say anything, but they will come out. But I'm hoping that these swims can basically just strategically be fitted around the bigger sort of media projects as well. So, with all of that said, the location for the very first swim, you're actually looking at it. So we are at Best Center in Mallorca, Spain, and the owners here, Matt and James, have been absolute heroes. So they are Jedi Grandmasters of swimming. They're Olympians, they are immense. They've taught me so much. I've just done a training camp here as well, and getting in with them, it's just been amazing. They've been so accommodating, and they've just let me basically just like swim up and down here. We've been doing 30-kilometer days, and just eating all the gelato as well, if I'm being completely honest. Just been like calories, caffeine, and kilometers. And I just started chatting to basically James and Matt and Lauren as well, Quigley, my coach, and Grant. We just threw around some ideas, and it kind of made sense to strip everything back and control the variables. If you're going to do an experiment, which fundamentally this entire thing is, you want to control all the variables as much as possible. And certainly with Tressamino and Loch Ness, with cellulitis, hypothermia, heat stroke, I certainly don't want any of that. But you don't want any of that for the experiment as well. And also as well, I think what's so great about being here is, number one, we can try and live stream the whole thing. So James and Elle, camera geniuses, we're gonna look into that. We're certainly gonna video the entire 7 days. That's mainly for the experiment, for sort of rules, regulations, ratification purposes and stuff like that. But also as well, hopefully, fingers crossed, we've got the founder as well of World Open Water Swimming, Jer Kennedy as well, the ice legend. So we've got some amazing people coming out to help just in terms of like taking notes, rules, everything like that. And then of course as well, the PhD geniuses are going to be coming out. I personally, the record I'm most excited about might be breaking a record for most carbohydrates consumed. And I'm being genuine about this. So there's a lot of studies, I'll actually post them now, where they say that 120 Gs of carbohydrates every hour on the hour is the upper limit of what the human digestive system can actually consume. I beg to differ. So genuinely, we're going to be testing that. And James Morton at Liverpool John Moore University, also as well the science and sport and PhD nutritionist, like he's an absolute genius. We're even throwing around this theory, looking at that 120 Gs of carbs every hour on the hour, but also introducing MCTs, medium chain triglycerides, to see if you can actually force any more usable calories through the digestive tract. So it's amazing. We have some theories, and this just seemed like the perfect testing ground, to be completely honest. I also think another great reason for doing the very first one in a pool is just because when doing large open water swims, whether it's at sea or even in a lake, it's really hard to collect data. And that's one thing that we want to do, just looking at so many sort of biomarkers, if we need to take blood samples, heart rate monitors, everything like that. Obviously, it will be much easier on the side of a pool because I can just kind of get out if they need blood samples, urine samples, whatever it is. I don't really fancy doing doing that on a boat, bobbing up and down with someone pointing a needle or trying to piss in a cup, it's probably not going to go very well. So that's another just brilliant reason. Like I said, the pool becomes the sort of lab, it becomes the testing ground, and that's why it's sort of made so much sense to make sure that we do it here. And like I said, the Best Centre, they've just been amazing. Like they completely understand what we're trying to do. They're on board, and I'm so excited. Worth shouting out as well, it's going to be in the lead up to Bestfest as well. So for those who don't know, Bestfest is, I think it's the only 7-day open water festival in the world, one of Europe's biggest. It's amazing. The turnout is incredible. So anybody who wants to come and get involved, come there, because I might, fingers crossed, touch wood, if I'm still kind of awake and conscious at that point, I'll probably be doing a talk. I'll definitely be eating lots of ice cream. So rock on down. That's gonna be, I think it's their 10th anniversary as well. So you can imagine the amount of ice cream I'm going to be eating after such a big swim. Now, obviously with anything like this, you need rules, you need guidelines, you need a blueprint. I think that's really important for everybody watching, just for full transparency, and I suppose that you just have objective guidelines to follow. With long swims, it kind of exists outside of conventional sports science, as I said. It's not like there are many events like this. So we were basically looking at any guidelines, blueprint, anything we could find, and we did find one, actually. This guy is an absolute legend, and so he's broke the world record for the longest distance covered in 7 days in a week in a 50-meter pool. Shout out to this massive Greek god right now. I'm going to shout him out on screen. I think he actually set this as well at the Athens Olympic pool or stadium, which makes it even better. And I think it's so important just to state, sort of, that would be a great blueprint to follow. It's governed by Guinness, the official Guinness World Records. So there's all these rules to kind of follow in terms of referees, in terms of videoing the entire thing for ratification. So it's very much standing on the shoulders of giants. I'm so grateful that there is something that we can actually sort of follow. Like I said, referees will be on hand, and also as well, if you're really interested, you can watch 7 days of footage. I probably don't recommend it. Also as well, I don't want to get too sentimental so early in the year, but with that said, I think after Loch Ness and Tresomino, I was obviously like pretty bruised and battered in hospital, and there was so many people around who believed in the idea of still testing the body and pushing the body during long swims, and it's just people from like completely different fields. So Matt and James down here at Best Centre who were just like, yes Ross, we will host you. Huge shout out as well to Lauren Quigley. You'd have seen her all across my socials, but just Commonwealth medalist, world champs, just one of Britain's just national treasures when it comes to swimming, and just part of the Quigley dynasty as well. Like I say it all the time, but all of her aunties were like international. Gaynor was Olympian, a brother as well, elite level. They've just sort of adopted me, and Lauren specifically, she's my little big sister. And then as well, I'm not just saying, but James and Elle, you guys, God bless you guys. Just in terms of media, so James and Elle, when I told them the idea, they were like, we'd love to document that. They don't know anything about swimming, but they're quickly learning. And I think that's been amazing to my family as well, and long-suffering girlfriend / carer. And finally as well, just everybody watching, when I posted the video, the comments of support was so nice, and I remember turning to my girlfriend and I was like, this is third time round where you're promising a really long swim, and the last two have ended in hospital. So I'd completely understand if people were completely bored, like, what is Ross doing now? But the comments of support have just been so sweet. So that real collective thank you, and just message of immense gratitude. It's the people holding the camera, it's the people somewhere behind me, Lauren's around somewhere as well, and then everybody watching as well. I genuinely mean it, because I'd probably be really bored watching some dude swimming, just ending up in hospital. But I promise, I'll try to make this one different. This one ends with ice cream and not hospital. Guys, we are 4 weeks out from another attempt at some form of a really, really long swim. Thank you so much for watching. Hit like, subscribe, tag people, because whatever happens, this one's gonna be good.